All right. Good evening, boys. How are you doing? The NFC boys are back
Good
for a new
evening.
podcast.
Good evening, guys. Good
How
evening,
are you
everyone.
guys doing?
Doing well.
Outstanding.
Excited.
Good evening.
Fantastic.
It's been a
Doing
long year
well.
without football.
Yeah.
Yes, I know you guys were all into the soccer, which Chris and I were pretty happy that you guys were all into of course, I mean, Jamie's happy Spain won, but it was fun. I mean, FIFA is
La
done.
Roja.
The NFL, actually, the training camp was actually in the Sirius XM training camp was actually in Dallas Cowboys Stadium today. I think they
Oh,
were in
wow.
Dallas today.
I was
So,
I was in Philly this weekend, and my hotel had about 100 eagles in it. So
Oh, yeah.
big, huge guys staying in my hotel, and
Really?
they all had yeah,
Wow,
because we were
awesome.
staying next to the stadium. It was pretty neat, but they're
Hey,
they're
Shree.
monsters.
Hey,
Oh,
Shree, very
yeah.
quick. Should we do a
Great.
Super Bowl review?
yeah, we can do that. I think I already did that with okay, you know what?
Few months
Since you
ago.
guys didn't win, since you didn't even make the playoffs, I did it with the guy who actually won. So. So I'm just saying that, I think the last I
Well
checked, I,
played.
I looked at the 2025 standings. I just think Giants were at 4-13, Commanders with Jayden Daniels hurt 5-12, Cowboys 7-9, and Eagles were the only one who were 500. It's
7
at
9
11
1.
and 6. So
9 and 1.
let's start. I think we're here for the NFC East. 7-9-1. Yes, sorry. Yeah, I should mention that. 7-9-1. Mark corrected me. So let's quickly talk about some of the detailed analysis. So the way we will do the podcast is that we'll talk a little bit about, um, from last year to this year. We went through a lot of changes. You made off-season moves. Maybe talk quickly about the off-season moves. Talk a little bit about what did you do in the draft. Then we can quickly talk about, what you guys think. Like if the personal movements did change the way you thought about your team going into this season. A lot of teams also did a lot of transactions, people coming off injuries. So a lot of things happened during the off season, including coaching moves. So let's quickly get down to it. So I think, Mark, to your point, we can give Steve his first, first dibs at answering his Giants team. So Steve, give you the floor,
I got
and keep it
the,
short.
well, I mean, I think we had the most changes, obviously, with the coaching change and the big fish. We end up getting Harbaugh, which obviously is a organizational changing type coach, Super Bowl winner, proven winner. Track winners pretty much to me they were in the playoffs almost every year. So you're a high energy guy, and we have a lot of good young players in the team. So I'm excited. Obviously, yeah, I'm not going to be overly excited, but I'm excited to see what Harbaugh can do with the young quarterback. I think we all feel that we have our franchise quarterback as well. So we have new coach with our second year quarterback who is viewed to be our future. We have a few good young players. We had a very good draft with Arvell Reese, who they say is lights out in camp, and he's basically what he said. He wants to be seen but not heard, which I like, and I'm hoping that's going to rub off on Abdul Carter, because Abdul Carter was the opposite last year. We got another big lineman taken with the I think the 8th or 10th pick from Miami. So they're very high on him as well, because they passed up on some very good players, very good receivers to pick this guy. So, but what I've been reading is the Giants are going to be a run first team. I think you're going to see a lot of Scatterboo, who's made a complete recovery from his injury. I think it looked a lot worse than it was. I know Dak had that same injury and he came back next year. Obviously, he's not a running back, but so Neighbors' injury is actually a little bit more serious, and I think he's actually making very good progress, and I think he's ahead of where he was projected to be even a month or two ago. I'm not saying he'll be ready for Dallas. They might take it slow with him. Obviously, they got a lot of newer receivers. They got OBJ even. We'll see if he has a role with the Giants. Um, They got Isaiah Likely, who I think they're viewing as a receiver. They picked up Malachi Fields, and big body receiver from Notre Dame. So, a lot of exciting young players. Obviously, a lot of it's going to be how Dart goes, how Scadaboo and Neighbors, particularly Neighbors, plays, or what type of recovery he can make. But I think our defense is going to be stout. I mean, with the existing guys we had on the line, and hopefully a more improved Abdul Carter to go with this athletic freak we have, Reese, and the other middle linebacker, the former Buffalo Bill there. I think he's a tall. Both our linebackers are like 6'5". So the big question is going to be how is the secondary going to hold up, and we'll see if us passing on downs is going to hurt us. I was watching some videos of him. He seems tiny, so we'll see. But they said Downs is playing well as well. So that's kind of my little preview. I'm thinking 9 wins, maybe get a wild card.
All right.
Okay.
I
All
hope your
right. That's
defense is
a pretty high
conditioned.
standard for your team. That's good. Now,
As I Steve, I just
What's
hope
that?
your defense is be conditioned because they might be on
I
the
think
field a lot this year.
Didn't we beat you guys last game? Last game of the year, head to head. Dak got beat by
I'm glad
Dart.
because we had a
Dart
great
1-0 versus new streak starting.
All right, Sri, take it
yeah.
away.
So let's quickly talk. Maybe, and you know what? We'll get to Jamie. I mean, I think I was actually watching that quarterback show. It's actually very good. I thought. I know it's tough to watch for you, Jamie, considering he had. But there was a lot of good bright spots that I saw. A lot of good. Jayden Daniels really liked the way his mom. I think it was very good. Raced well, kid. I thought it was a good. They did a good job with Jayden Daniels. I thought so. I know you have the floor, and so what do you think after a year where you took your team to the NFC Championship? And I know the season didn't go as well as you thought, but what do you think about the moves that they made? And what do you think about the draft? And where do you think they're headed this year?
All right. Well, first I'm going to correct Steve. He did say Harbaugh is a proven winner. That's up until the playoffs. So I think the
Super
Ruenko
Bowl winner.
brothers,
He's a Super
not over
Bowl
the
winner.
past 10 seasons, he's been getting there.
No, it sounds a little.
Okay.
Sound from a team that has never won a Super Bowl in 30 years. Okay,
What?
jealous
All right,
Redskin
all
of
right.
Baltimore.
Jamie, you walked right
I'm
into
not
it. Okay,
bragging
let's
about the
go.
head coach.
All right.
Couple things. So I had high hopes until the latest injury news with our starting left tackle. That kind of hurt quite a bit. But overall, I still am hopeful that Washington will have a better season this year simply because of the defense and how much they've improved over the past season. So they did spend a lot of time in the draft going after defensive, I guess, help, I would say. Sonny Styles dropped to them at 7. He's been looking like a stud as expected in camp so far. I mean, it's still early and, they're not playing any other teams yet, but they're saying he looks like a veteran, as a rookie. So I'm glad about that. They've addressed in the offseason, they had a lot of free agent signings. They got Adafe Owe, from San Diego, through Baltimore. He is looking really good in, the preseason as well so far, or the mini camps. And they needed edge rushers. That was one of the main things that I was hoping they would address, and they did between Owe. They signed Kaylavon Chazon from New England. They got Charles Omenihu from, I believe, KC. So they really amped up their D line. They signed Tim Settle in the middle. So I think they made a big improvement there, which is ultimately going to help the secondary. Because the quicker they can get to the QB, the more rushed the QBs will have to get up the ball, and I think that should help the secondary. I still wish they would do a little bit more with their cornerbacks. Trey Amos, they're really depending on to take a step up for the first couple of years. He was injured last year, and he's still having a hard time getting back on the field. I guess he just was back for the first time a couple of days ago. Now he's already back out with another injury. So that's a little concerning, but they signed some other guys that I think will help the back end. Their safeties are a very strong position, which I'm excited to see there. They got Nick Cross from Baltimore. I'm sorry, Indianapolis, the Colts, and he's looking really good. They got their linebackers went from a position of what I would say probably a little bit weaker last year to maybe their strength this year, one of their top strengths, because they did draft Sonny Styles. They got Leo Chenal from the Chiefs, who's a very athletic linebacker, and Frankie Luvu's coming back. So I think then they're switching to a 3-4 base, so that'll help out with all the edge rushers they got. So again, excited about to see with their defense. They can't get much worse than last year. They were pretty much one of the worst defenses last year. So even if they get halfway down the line and get halfway, to in the top 15 or so, I think that'll be a huge improvement and that'll help the offense out as well. Offense, Jayden Daniels got to stay healthy. That injury to the O-line with Tunsil is concerning. I don't think they have anybody that could really step up in his place. Everybody's saying, well, they should go out and sign Taylor Decker, who's a free agent, but I don't think they could afford Taylor Decker, who just left Detroit because they asked him to take a pay cut. I can't see him now going to Washington for some 1-year contract, but who knows? Other than that, they got a couple, backup quality left tackles that they're going to have to change their whole offense now to really help out on that side of the line. So before they would be able to have Tunsil on an island blocking, now they got to get a couple guys, keep a running back or tight end in. And so that's going to really alter their offense. And with the new offensive coordinator, that's still an unproven commodity. Everyone says he's really smart. He's like the Sean McVay kind of mindset, has experience in Detroit, coached for some good coaches, under some good coaches, but still unproven. Same with the defensive coordinator. Durante Jones comes from Minnesota. They had an amazing defense last year. He wasn't the D coordinator. He was, assistant to the D coordinator, if he was D line or D backs. But they're saying they like the way his style. He's bringing a lot of aggression to the defense. So those are two unknown commodities that I'm kind of cautiously optimistic about, but we'll know the first couple games if it's clicking or not. So I think that they'll finish better than what people are projecting. Obviously, the experts come up with their projection based on
So
last year's
5
record.
wins.
I'm going to go with 10. I'm thinking 10-7.
Wow.
So we'll revisit this
Under.
at the end
We're
of the
all going
year.
to
We'll
pick
see.
over 10 wins, so it's going to be impossible that we're all right at least. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Under. I'm going
Well,
under.
I looked at the schedule. Everyone's like, oh, well, they're tough schedule. Listen, 50% of the playoff teams don't make it back to the playoffs the next year. So all these playoff teams that Washington happens to be playing, Jacksonville, Houston, Seattle, Philly, the Rams, San Francisco, they're not like the same team as last year. So who knows? I think there could be some. I looked at the schedule and I'm thinking, well, if they can come out of the first part before the bye in week 7 with 3 to 4 wins, it's possible. And then it starts to get easier down the stretch. So anyway, we'll see. That's my
Hey,
prediction.
Jamie, did you talk about Stephon Diggs?
Well, no, not yet, because I wanted to save some for later. But I could talk about Stephon Diggs if you
We only
want.
got an hour.
Yeah.
So
What
off-season
Jamie with
additions.
special teams got his team.
Listen, wide receiver was a position of need. They
WR4.
drafted Antonio Williams, who's like a slot guy. He's looking really good from that position already in camp. And then I think they were, targeting Diggs for a little bit. Everybody thought Ayuk. Thank God it wasn't Ayuk.
Mm,
Diggs is no angel, but he's definitely proven over the past several years, except for the injury he had in Houston. But he's been a consistent 1,000-yard receiver. He's twitchy. He gets open, and that's going to help Jayden Daniels having two guys now that can get open really quickly. Plus, you got McLaurin, who's consistent. Um, Again, as long as they don't have any major injuries like they had last year, which was really their downfall, started with McLaurin's injury. It created a situation where Jayden Daniels had to run around like to try to create
mm.
time and get guys open who never could get open. So now I think they got a lot of guys that get open, including Tigakankwa, who's the tight end they signed from Tennessee, who's more like a big receiver. So again, it depends on how the offense is really adjusted to this year, the new offense. But early indications are things look good. So
Yeah.
I'm cautiously optimistic. But they had a lot of
Yeah.
good pickups, free agent and draft. I thought they didn't get to
Yeah.
draft that many guys, but I'm excited about Rashad White, the running back. I mean, he's a great third down guy. He really replaces Austin Eckler for that third down spot. Less injury prone, is familiar with Jayden Daniels. He played together with Jayden in Arizona State. Great blocker. Um, so we'll see.
Okay. All right. I think I know
Wow.
Mark dropped, but I do think that I'm going to get Steve going. I know that
Something
Dallas
they
is.
actually counted that run. That's strange. That's really strange. Yeah.
Yeah. So Steve, Mark, Mark is not here, so maybe um we'll get
Get Mark
Steve
going.
going first. Oh, I'm
Mark,
letting him right now. He's coming in.
Mark's done he's doing what a cowboy does in every big spot. It
Yeah.
disappears.
Folds when it's
Wow,
his turn. Yeah.
wow.
Did
I
someone
think
tell
that's
Mark it's
like
playoff? We're going into the playoff time right now. The
Playoffs.
postseason is that what
He
happened?
It
is
disappears.
is buying his Dak MVP trophy.
that was actually I
I'm
that was like
back.
perfect timing, Steve.
See, there he is. Now he's back just in time.
He's back.
Yeah,
All right.
Mark.
cyber
Sorry.
problems.
You're up. Let's keep it under 30 minutes.
I know.
I just got hacked.
We found out
What
what's
are you
going on
guys
with the
trying to hack
Redskins'
me or
fourth
something?
receiver, backup special teams guy.
All right. Did
You were
did
upside
Chris
down
already
on the
talk about
screen
Philly?
first, and then you were gone.
Is,
Taylon
is
Burks
Chris
is the fourth
did Chris
receiver. He's
talk
looking
about
pretty
Philly?
good too,
We
Steve.
we said the Cowboys were going to go 4-13. No,
Oh my god! I think
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
can
get
go
kicked off
right
the
now,
team.
Mark, if you're ready.
You need Starlink.
I'm ready. Am I there? I keep going like reconnecting. What's going on here? Am I good? Or am I out?
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
Yeah,
If you talk,
yes,
you just talk.
we
You're
can hear
good.
you
Yeah,
now. Just
mine
talk,
doesn't
Yeah.
please.
move, but I can
Okay.
talk.
Cool. All right.
Turn off your
So
video. Turn
Yeah,
off
super.
your
turn your
video.
video off.
Yeah.
Turn to what?
Oh man.
Oh my god! Am I on or
This is
off?
perfect. I'm not hearing what he's saying. This is good.
No.
Turn your video
I
off.
think I
Turn
think
the
he said
video off.
Washington is
So how
going to do
about that?
better than
Better?
Dallas this year. Is that what he's projecting?
Much
All
Do you
right,
better.
hear
Yep.
me
Go.
or you
I'll
can't hear
Go.
me?
talk.
Okay, good. So listen, super
We can
We
hear you
excited for
can.
fine.
Cowboy season
But
this
you're
He's gonna have to
reconnecting.
edit this
year.
later.
Is it? Am I off again? Or am I on?
We can hear you, buddy.
Your connection's
It's,
not great.
we might have to do
Why don't
this on
you
a Wednesday.
Ruining his
why don't
podcast.
why don't you text us what you're going to say and then we'll
All
just read
all
it.
four all four people that are going to listen are going to tune out now.
I
All right,
know.
listen. I'm going to make it short and quick. We're going 11 and
Oh,
6. Okay,
All right.
Are
that's it. Moving on. Done. I don't need to give my explanation.
Why don't we
Yeah,
let
Super
Chris
agreed.
go and then
choppy.
Mark can work
yeah,
on his
Chris,
connection.
go. Chris, go.
Mark,
where's your router?
yeah, put some aluminum
I'm
foil
right
around
next.
the antenna, Mark. That'll
I'm
help.
right on it.
that's great.
I noticed the kids are
Oh my.
upstairs
Chris, go.
doing. Okay, Chris,
All right.
go through Philly. Go through Philly.
Says he's
Is Chris
connecting
talking
still.
Philly or no?
Yeah. I'll make mine. Yeah, I'll go. You do hear me, right?
Yeah,
Yep, we
you're
do.
All right,
We
clear.
do.
cool. So from a draft perspective, we obviously needed a wide receiver with the departure of AJ. We got a wide receiver. I think he'll be good at least. The Lemon there, he should be a good receiver. I don't know if he'll be AJ Brown status, but I like the pick. The also, I mean, didn't know this when we had the draft, but what's his name? Lane Johnson announced in the last 2 days that he thinks this will be his last year. So getting a couple linemen that we got will hopefully help with that too. Overall, we didn't get a lot of free agent signings. Anyone, overly great. We got Rick Walton from Seattle, the cornerback. I mean, he'll be good. I like it. It's a good pickup. And then obviously Hollywood Brown's probably the only other somewhat big name. But again, he's probably the number 3 receiver on the team this year, but at least he's a downfield threat. This is my problem though with the team is that they didn't do a lot. And I'm worried that I think each one of you all improved this year and the Eagles didn't. So um, obviously there's a lot of question marks. We have a new offensive coordinator that couldn't make things worse, but bringing Mannion in, um, hopefully that helps Saquon and Jalen get back on track. But knowing that Devontae is a number 1 receiver now as a 5'9", 110-pound guy is not always the biggest thing. That'll be a big question mark, I think, how he holds up being the top dog. One good thing, I know the Eagles' schedule last year was one of the 3rd or 4th hardest. This year it's the 10th easiest, so maybe that helps us a little. But over unders 10.5 wins. I think they're about a 10-win team, although I think almost all of us right now are about a 10-win team. So I'll say 11 and
We're all
6.
saying
That's what I'll
10.
go with. I'll go to 11 just to be different. But I think there's a lot of question marks about just how all these new the coordinators, especially, I think is going to be the big difference. And again, towards the end of last year, I think the whole act with what's his name, the coach, gets a little old and was wearing thin on the team and the city for sure. So I'm curious of that too, where I feel like he's running thin here. So I'll be. I think that's a big question mark too, is just how they're going to react to him this year after the way things ended last year. Where Sirianni, we had a good beginning again, and then kind of faded quick towards the end of the year. So I'll be curious. It'll be a big question mark there on just how the team reacts, and I think as always in Philly, if they have a rough start and they're 2-4 or something, it could get ugly quick. But I'll stick with the 11 for now, and think they're in okay shape. But I think all of you have improved, and that's my biggest fear.
Here's an interesting fact, Chris. All 3 projected starting wide receivers for Philly, total weight, don't even add up to what A.J. Brown weighed.
Or would
Uh,
any of us weigh?
yeah.
It's
Hollywood Brown is 5'9", 170. Lemon is 5'11", 192. And
he's
the
huge.
Slim Reaper is 6 feet, 170.
Yeah, it'll be.
That's
Yeah, they don't have
they're
size on
quick.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they got to get away from press coverage. That's for sure. But we'll see. It's worked so far.
Yeah, and maybe they can do something special for Lane. Lane Johnson could have a big last season if that's really his last season. They could make something big happen. But
I mean,
it's going to be tough.
it seems like Hurts. That the questions are on Hurts. There's a lot of talk around him. He it's weird. He gets a lot of criticism for a guy that's been in 2 Super Bowls and won one. But
Hmm.
there's a lot of video of him like sort of ignoring guys wide open. So this is gonna be interesting to see how he rebounds this year, particularly with AJ Brown gone and maybe a lack of targets.
Maybe,
Saquon's
maybe,
gonna
maybe he'll be fine. Maybe the whole
maybe
problem was, having, a diva wide receiver, and that could definitely, I don't know. Maybe,
yeah.
these are all like blue collar guys, and maybe they
Yeah, I'm
come and
hoping
make.
that we can be a little more balanced with like no ego. Let's hope. And but it's definitely something that I think they're the big question marks is how he'll respond. I mean, obviously we got a new coordinator. Um, Having Devontae as a 1 scares me, but we'll see. Hopefully he can figure that out and not get killed crossing the middle one day. But uh, yeah,
They're saying Hurts looks
Chris,
good in
should I
practice
keep
so
Barkley
far
as my keeper?
with the
yeah.
new offense. So for what it's worth,
He'll get the touches, so you know that.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what
so
they said.
he'll
The
get
new
his
coordinator is going to be.
1,500 or so yards.
Yeah, I'm thinking about keeping him, but we'll
Yeah.
see.
Okay.
Barkley.
So No, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add, Chris, before we turn it over to
No, no, no.
the 7-9-1
We,
team?
we'll keep moving.
Exactly. All right. So now that I
All right,
talked,
Mark.
my kids are
Let's see if you
playing
can
video
say it.
games in different rooms and stealing all the Wi-Fi. So that's what happens when they come home from college. That's what they do. So new game plan when I get off the phone with these kids. So
Starling,
we'll see
baby.
how they'll be living with their Uncle Steve after this. But anyway, so I will say, Cowboys super excited. Here going from a 9-7-1 record, they were ranked 30th in defense and giving up 30 points a
Defense.
game, and then that was ranked number 32. So what they did,
Hmm.
they got rid of their defensive coordinator and they went to Philly and picked up a Christian Parker, who was their D-back coach, and made him the defensive coordinator. He is ecstatic with all the stuff that they've been doing on defense. 5 of their 7 draft picks are defense. They picked up 2 guys in free agency on defense. They made a trade in the offseason for defense. So their focus was defense, 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 as I've been saying. They just signed. They signed Williams to a 3-year deal tonight, worth 106 million. So they're all in on defense as well. Offense is there. Offense will be ranked probably top 8, top 10, with Dak. Dak thrown for I want to say 4,500 yards last year, uh, 30 touchdowns. So you keep showing that, James. Keep showing it, but we would definitely have a better record than Washington. Let's just put it that way. I'm going Cowboys 11-6. I'm gonna go with them winning the division, and I think if they don't make a run, like a serious run in the playoffs, then I think it's time to part ways with Dak. This will be the he has everything around him. They just signed their running back to a deal as well. He had a great season. He had 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. You got to bring him back. The receivers with Lambs, Pickens, Turkins.
Who did they sign tonight?
They signed Williams from the Jets there.
Was it
They
Quentin
remember,
Williams or
yeah,
the
Oh, they
Quentin
defensive
did.
Williams. They
tackle,
signed,
right?
yeah,
That's
106 million for 3 years. So they just did that
Cool.
about 2 hours
I
ago.
know. So he's got his money then. So he'll be a big
Yep.
blob. He got his money. He'll just sit back and do nothing. Got it.
Those deep
Okay.
tackles, man.
Yeah, once they get their money,
Uh,
forget about it.
yeah,
Well,
but between him and Kenny Clark and Rasheed Gary, and they're going to be strong. They made a trade with San Fran to get D Winters. They gave up in the draft. They gave up a 5th-round draft pick for him. And don't
So
forget they
instead of
signed Brandon
31st, they'll at
Aubrey
least
too.
be, yeah, they'll be in the
Yeah.
top 29 now of defenses.
Yeah.
So they'll-
Every
And
year,
listen, and
every year there's a
we signed. We
strong
got the
beat.
best kicker in the game, so our special teams is going to be very good, as it always is. Our
Yep.
Mhm.
punter's super good. And you listen, to have a kicking game with all the new rules around the NFL, it's super important, I think. So I'm super happy with the team. The 2 free agents that they did sign, that Jalen Thompson in Kobe Durant, they're both free agents. They're going to be strong. They're going to be starters. So they said they're going to have 7 to 8 new guys on defense starting for the Cowboys from last year. So big rehaul. We'll see what Christian Parker's got and see what he can bring to the table. So I'm going 11-6 for the Cowboys.
11
We'll see.
eleven and
They
6
do
for
have
the
a tough
Wow,
Cowboys.
schedule.
that's a big jump.
Yeah,
That's a
from
big
7
jump.
9-1. Yeah, what'd you have? You're
It's not
jumping
bad.
from
I
what,
mean,
3 wins
I
to 9
think
wins? Steve, what'd you have?
5 to 9, right? Was it 5?
No, you
We
didn't have
should have
5
won a
wins.
lot of
4
games
and
last year.
13. But
We
Steve,
Yeah,
you're
we
4
4
and
and
13.
13.
You're
we let
doubling
a
your
lot of
wins
games
then.
get away
4 and
last year.
13. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're doubling your wins, right? You're
And
going
then
from
some.
4 to
Yeah, I
9.
guess so.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm going from 7
yeah, I guess so.
to
Yeah,
11. So all right,
7,
Mm.
11. All right. Yeah, but
I'm
I
going
think it's
11.
harder to go from 7 to 11 than 4 to 9. We
So,
probably there were a bunch of games that we should have beat Dallas. We should have beat Denver. There's a lot of games
Oh,
we should have
man.
won.
Yeah,
so
Um,
that's the
Steve,
NFL.
Let me ask you this
Four
though.
quarters.
What let's look at the schedule right now, guys. Let's look like I think this is great. But um let me ask Chris a question. One thing that Chris, you guys have lost a lot of people. The safety guy, Blankenship, I think did he lose that guy?
Yeah,
And
he
Nakobe
was.
Dean. I think you guys lost a lot of people from
Dallas Dean.
defense.
Dean scares me, yeah, but
Yes.
Blankenship was he was toast all the time. Yeah, they lost Dean, they lost AJ Dillon, they lost Jahan Dotson, which was the deep threat. So
Yeah.
it's there's a few where it's scary. Jalen Phillips, right? Remember he came in, he was good for a while there, and yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
from
Yeah.
the Saints, but he was
See,
yeah. I mean, there's definitely there's definitely some questions, and
yeah.
it's I don't know. I still think they have a very good offense and defense, but again, I don't think they're much better than last year, where all of you I do think are better,
Yeah.
other than Jamie maybe, but the rest
Yeah.
of the teams are.
So
No, I'm
so 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 let me ask you guys this question. What is one biggest loss you had, meaning from a player standpoint, and what is the biggest gain you guys had during the offseason? Each of you can go in a couple of minutes on that. Biggest loss from the team and biggest gain from the team, and who's going to be a significant contributor in this season. And we'll start with Chris right now.
well, I do think Nakobe Dean as the linebacker was probably the biggest loss. I know he's a tackle machine out there, and replacing a guy who gets 100 plus tackles a season will definitely be tough. Um, so I will again. I'm not sure who steps in that role easily, but with who's there now, it was I know that they got Zach Bond, who Jahad Campbell. I think they brought in right. He'll get some tackles, so hopefully they got a replacement there. But that's someone who I think scared me. He's a great run stopper and just or at least yeah, being in the holes there. But the draft pick Lemon is probably the guy who I think is the biggest addition. If
Mm.
it's allowed to be a draft pick versus a free agent, right? Primo, that
Yeah,
doesn't
it could be
matter.
anything. Yeah, anything doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Well, I get yeah. So I think he's going to be the big you know big wonder, right? Of wondering if he can help offset the AJ loss. So I think that's going to be a big deal. There is just rookies. Who the hell knows what you're getting? Obviously, he was highly touted. He looked good in college. He's a good,
Yeah.
had good numbers. But you know, a lot of these guys are bang or bust, right? So hopefully he's someone who steps up and can step in right away as a rookie. But I think that's always a question mark. So hopefully he
Mm.
learns the system, gets in right away, and does okay.
Okay. Mark, your thing on the same question.
So yeah, so the biggest loss, and it's going to sound silly when I say this, is Clowney. He was our sack leader. He had 9 sacks for us, so we lost him.
Mm.
But he was a little bit older. But the positives are the biggest gains are. I'm gonna go with the defensive coordinator, the Christian Parker. I'm going to go with Pickens signing franchise tag. He's really going to kind of step it up a little bit. Our rookie Downs is gonna have a monster year. They say he's playing above where he is right now. I think Rasheed Gary signing in the offseason. I think making a trade for a D
Mm.
Winter linebacker coming out of San Fran with 102 tackles last year. I think he's going to help out. I think the focus was defense with some of the free agents they picked up with Jalen Thompson and Kobe Durant. Those are going to be starters. They're going to have impact players. They're coming from winning organizations, so they're going to bring a little bit of that winning mentality over along with the new coach. So those are my biggest gains and losses for the Cowboys in the offseason. Steve?
Okay. Steve. Yeah.
It took me a while. I was trying to think who the Giants lost. That was a big loss, and I couldn't really think of anyone. But I guess probably Wandell Robinson. He was Mr. Reliable. He'd catch 70, 80 balls. Not big plays, but it seemed like always those 7, 8 yarders, ones that get you the first down. So definitely got to put him there. As far as biggest gains, I mean, I think it can go a lot of different ways. There obviously Harbaugh. is a big coup for the Giants. But then just neighbors playing with Dart. That didn't happen last year. They did not play one full game together. He got
Wow.
hurt in Dart's first game. Scatterboo, he played like 4 or 5 games with Dart. So like it's exciting. We're gonna have Scatterboo, Dart, and neighbors playing together. And then you throw in Arvell Reese on the defense. So there's a lot of the only concern I have is because I was reading some things recently that Dart was struggling in practice, putting a new offense in. And I wonder if there's going to be a couple steps back early in the year before they go forward because they said the Giants scored like 30 points, I don't know, like 7 games under Dart or something like that. Is that a step backwards with the new coach, new system? Maybe not letting Dart do what he does and maybe playing a little bit more conservative with this run first offense. I'm hoping he doesn't take away Dart's aggressiveness. That's a little bit of a concern. Some of the stuff I've been reading that Dart wasn't sharp, but then I read that a lot of people didn't know the plays and Dart was kind of getting emotional with players, that didn't know the plays. So, and now it seemed to come together a little bit better. And he was like 11-11 today or yesterday or something like that. But I think a lot more positives than on the minus. I can't think of. I mean, Dexter Lawrence. People are going to say, well, if we had the same
Yes.
Dexter Lawrence this year that we had last year, he was gone last year. I think he had
Yeah.
half a sack or 1 sack. So that I was not upset by that. We got this offensive lineman for Miami now with that pick. So young lineman who's going to be there probably 10 years versus Dexter Lawrence who might be eating himself out of the league in 2-3 years. So
Okay. So, I mean, Jamie, go ahead. You got a little smile and smirk on your face.
Well, I'm just laughing because I'm sure last year at this time, Steve was talking about how great Sexy Dexy is going to be. How
well, you know
awesome,
what? Last
man.
year at this time we didn't know we had a quarterback. I was like Russell
Yeah.
Wilson, Kiara is going to be good to look at the sidelines. Now we
Didn't they have
got
like Tyrod Taylor somewhere in the middle?
No,
no. It
did they have
was
Jameis Winston, right?
Jameis, man.
Jameis Winston, sorry,
He's
not
still on the
Tyrod Taylor.
sidelines.
Jameis Winston. Yeah,
We
that
had
Yeah.
great
Russell
play.
Wilson throw about
The
8
break.
touchdowns against the Cowboys and lose.
Yeah.
All right, all right. Washington. What am I starting? The biggest addition or biggest loss? I forget what
Loss.
order.
Biggest loss.
Yeah.
Shree, what are we? Biggest
Yeah,
loss.
the biggest gain and the biggest loss.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start with the biggest loss. I guess if we go with a loss due to the injury, it's obviously Laramie Tunsil. That's
Yeah.
going to be huge. If it's just someone who left the team, probably their center Tyler Biadasz, who they got from Dallas. He was good. He had a couple injuries. When they didn't have him in starting, the team obviously took a step back. I don't know why they just let him go, and they really didn't have an answer at center. They took their backup guard, Nick Allegretti, and they're putting him in as the center and saying he's going to do great. I mean, maybe they probably know more than me, but he's already been injured and he's always had problems with injuries. Their next guy is a journeyman who I don't know if he'll be able to start, and that center position is important to the line. He's got to call
Jayden
coverages out.
Daniels. Jayden Daniels seems like he might be in for it this year with all these line problems. I didn't realize Redskins had that.
Yeah, they do. That's my biggest concern is with Tunsil going out and then not addressing the center. I think they were trying to get that center from Baltimore that had a huge contract. I forget his name, but everybody was going after him, and someone else signed him instead. So I don't know if they had a good plan for that. Guess we'll see. The biggest gain is I would probably say it's either Adafe Owe for their edge rusher or Sonny Styles in the draft. It's hard to say that about a draft pick because you're not seeing him play in the NFL, but hearing from what I'm hearing in podcasts about Washington and how he's looking in all the practices, he's doing all the right things. He's a big guy. He's fast. He used to be a safety, so he can cover. So I'm hoping that he's really going to be the next coming of Brian
Hmm.
Urlacher in
You,
Washington. But always, a fast defensive end. Hopefully he can create some pressure. along with bringing back some of the other guys, and I think that'll be the big additions.
You didn't hear
Yeah.
that on this podcast, right? Because I wouldn't necessarily agree with it. That's all.
Yeah.
Hear what?
What you said you heard about him on a bunch of podcasts. I was making
Ah,
the joke that
I
you
listen
must.
to
It
I listen to
wasn't this
Washington
podcast, I hope, right? Because
Commanders
we're not
podcast.
the
I
most
listen.
reliable source.
Well,
Ah,
come
I'm listening to
on.
guys who are at camp. They're at camp watching.
Oh,
So,
okay, okay, much
Yeah.
but they're
better.
also the same people that get my hopes up every off season, and then when the season starts, it's like,
Everyone
what the
looks
fuck are
good
you guys
right
watching?
now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So let me ask you guys a general question here. What do you think about the schedule? Like, I think, I heard Detroit has got the easiest schedule. That's what I heard. Um, what do you guys think about the schedule? I think you're drawing the AFC South, NFC West. I think. I mean, NFC West is. I mean, I think except for I think the Rams and Seahawks. I mean, I don't know about the 49ers. I mean, they got this little substation issue going on there, and
You know,
then the
it's
Arizona Cardinals are not that great anyway.
I
So,
I was looking at the odds on FanDuel before this call to see like where the teams were for to win a division. And Arizona Cardinals odds just win a division, not Super Bowl, was plus 10,000. It
oh
was
my,
like all the teams were like plus 500, plus 1,000. There was a couple like plus 3,000.
they
And a lot of it because it's Seattle and Rams, which are they're plus 10,000. I couldn't believe it.
Well,
I
who's the
actually think
quarterback?
Seattle is in for
Jacoby
a down
Brissett?
year. I actually think Seattle is in for a down year.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
Dak was
with
better
Free.
than Darnold. We know that. So for that
Well,
video. So
they lost their running back, right? Seattle lost their running back,
yeah,
right? So
They
that
did lose
hurts.
it
I
to
mean, he was,
Kansas City.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think the schedule's going to be
yeah.
Hey,
tough.
you
I mean,
guys hear the breaking
I think
news
the East
today?
is going to be tough.
Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you hear the
Yeah,
he was
breaking
an
news
MVP.
he
today?
went to Kansas City.
The
What's that?
the breaking
Who?
news that going to start a women's football league, WFL, and Tony Romo has just made himself eligible.
Oh,
They picked out the
Wow.
person that sung the
poor
national anthem
Romo.
for the women's pro baseball league. She nailed it.
Oh
I
boy,
saw
Yeah.
that.
don't
Poor Tony, he's going to lose his job.
don't
He
let
did. Yeah,
the
they're not
the
bringing him back.
Primo podcast become overly political.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
it's
in
not
Very
case
political.
controversial.
anyone's listening.
It's very controversial. Very
Yeah.
controversial. Anyway,
I'm
so
bummed out about Tony Romo. I am.
what do you guys like want to lead with? Yeah. Well, I think that
You
the
took
video
Tony
didn't
Romo
look
when he
that
came out
bad.
when he was wasted
Yeah.
after he got out of the
I
car.
didn't think he was that bad. I didn't think he
Going to
was that
I
bad.
grandma's.
didn't think it
Oh
I
was
thought
that
he was.
geez.
bad. I don't think it was that bad too. In fact, he seemed to have cooperated
I
too.
think
I think I
CBS
don't
wanted to
know.
get out of that contract, and that's
Um,
what happened.
Maybe.
yeah, could
Yeah.
be. Well, they're probably hearing a lot of things. It's funny, like I was watching that quarterback show, and then they were kind of showing the background of Jay for Baker Mayfield and the kind of background that he's had, especially what he did on the sidelines, what he got like almost like throwing a cop out, and then things like that. It was
Yeah.
actually pretty interesting to see. I completely forgot about those
Did,
things.
did you see
Yeah.
him get tackled by that cop? Like his head hit that
Yeah.
sidewalk,
The
man.
rock.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was like
Yes, that's the
dangerous.
one. Yes, yeah, they showed
Bounce
it like
too.
That was
multiple
in
times
college
on.
I
football.
didn't realize all
on
that either.
They
yeah, it's a
signed
That
that
was
really
in
good
cop
show.
to
college.
I really happen to enjoy that show. It's
Carolina
a really
Panthers
good.
signed that cop
Yeah,
on their defense.
yeah.
So we
So
Cowboys.
so Steve, since you took a little jab at me, if you want to start with the Super Bowl, I think I think Patriots are not going to go 14-3. I think they're going to. I don't think it's a down year. I think it's a. I think it's like a 10-7 season for me. 10-7 season. I think the defense is going to play really well. I think their defense is really pushing the offense.
yeah.
May has been great some days. Some days the defense really is taking, and I think it's taking a while for him and AJ Brown to gel. But I'm excited as well. I mean, I think if you look at the AFC East, I think with Miami and Jets,
Yeah.
I think they're that okay. But I think if the Buffalo Bills can get out of their own way, building a better stadium, and I think they said they've already heard the fans this one and they're going to fix it. That's what they said. I don't know how you can fix some of these blocking things. Um, anyway, but I think the
But
Patriots are
Shree,
in
you
for
gotta
10 and
feel
7. I mean,
good.
I don't think,
You gotta feel good, Shree,
yeah.
that you're gonna go 5-1 in a division every year. Every year, 5-1,
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
Jets.
yeah.
Jets are
I mean,
bad.
right?
Dolphins are bad.
Dolphins are
Are
bad.
you
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dolphins are.
concerned about Drake May's performance in the playoffs? I really was not good.
Oh no, but I think the one thing is that I don't know, like he didn't give the thing, but I did think he was talking to Kay Adams. There was a thing of injury. There was an injury he sustained. They didn't talk about it. He didn't. He even came out and said, "I'm not blaming the injury for any of the drop off," but I think it would concern me anyway. But I do think he's played well in camp so far. The defense and offense are going back and forth with AJ Brown and Christian Gonzalez, who will get paid before the season starts. But I think they have a very good team. And then you know what, the people they picked up, I think from the offense standpoint, they got wide receiver room is packed. The rookie tight end is looking really good. Hunter Henry was signed today. Both the running backs will be better. I mean, I think Trayvon Henderson will be better. The defense is going to be really good. I think with Christian Barmore, I think they're going to be good. And then in the back end, I mean, even though they lost a couple of people, they've gained Kevin Byard. So I'm pretty excited about the Patriots. I think, but it's all going to come down to when they play like teams. Well, I mean, they're going to start off with two very good teams. They're going to start off against Seattle on the road,
Oh
and they're
well,
going to start against Pittsburgh. So those are two big games
wait,
to they start
Pittsburgh.
off.
Huh?
Mm.
That's funny. That's
Yeah.
what Aaron Rodgers. Wait, Pittsburgh. I was wondering that.
Shree,
Go ahead,
what
Mark.
do you think? 1-1 in those games? You go 1-1.
I think they go 1-1. I think they probably beat Seattle.
You think
Wow.
they
Oh
do?
no, they're going 2-0 in those games. You crazy?
You
They're
think
Pittsburgh,
beating
so?
Seattle in
Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's in Seattle.
You think they beat Seattle in Seattle?
Yeah, because Seattle is going to come with that Super Bowl. Anytime you come from a
Chip
Super
on the
Bowl
shoulder.
high,
Yeah.
I think the first game you're all going to be jacked up, ring ceremony, all these things. I think they're going to feel good about themselves. We'll see. Maybe we catch them at the wrong time.
Yeah.
is it the
Yeah.
losing team of the Super Bowl the one that usually takes a nosedive, or is it the
Yeah.
other way around?
Well, it used to be before, but I think Kansas City went back. Think about it.
So
Not
who do you
these
think a
Patriots.
fucking Super Bowl? Like who's representing?
Jamie, remember, midway during the season, you'll be a Pats fan.
I was already trying to figure out at what point do I dust off the Patriots gear, week 8 or 9.
Ooh.
So
I don't.
three.
I'm thinking six
Who
or
does the
seven.
AFC East play?
No.
Oh no, I think the AFC East actually plays the they play the NFC North, so they play Detroit, Chicago,
Oh, oh.
Minnesota, and Green Bay. Um, and I do think they play. I think they play the. I think they play the Rams. I think Rams,
Ooh.
Cardinals. I think they do that. I think I got to check that.
Yeah,
The
Rams.
first
Yeah,
place
we have
teams,
Seattle.
right?
Yeah.
Because they were first
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, yeah, they play Seattle. Yeah, so I
They
think they're
probably
going to
they
be
play Philly. They probably play Philly.
the Patriots.
Yeah, because they're a first
No,
place
they don't
team.
play.
Don't they like play all the first place teams?
No, I think when you think
No.
about it, though, I think the Patriots will play. I do think they're going to play the Bears. They play the Chargers and Chiefs division. Sorry, they play the AFC West. They play the NFC North,
Well, they're
And
and
then
both tough
they're both
divisions.
tough. Well, I mean, Raiders are okay. I mean, Chargers until like Justin Herbert proves to me that he's a winner. I don't. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
they're
agree.
Chiefs
gonna have
and
a good year.
Broncos with
They're
Knicks
my
and
surprise team
Patrick
this
Mahomes
year.
back.
Calling it.
I like Nick's better than Herbert.
Who? Denver?
Yeah, I like San Diego.
I
Denver?
like
As a
I like the
quarterback,
Chargers to make a move.
I like Nick's better than Herbert.
Well,
I agree, Steve. I agree, Steve.
I mean, Herbert. I picked Chargers last year, but what I saw out of him in the playoffs against the Patriots, that was
Yeah,
terrible.
yeah,
That was. I
yeah,
felt really bad for Nick that he couldn't play in that game.
yeah. Yeah,
Not just feel bad for the guy, but it would have been a great matchup of second year quarterbacks
yeah.
in
The
a
the
big.
good thing is the Patriots Broncos is like almost the game six. Yeah, game 16. I think it's like
Well,
one game before the Dolphins come to town. So I think
that could mean for like
the
home
Pats
field or
the
something.
Pats finish off with
They, does
yeah,
the
that could be
Pats
home
have
field.
the
Yeah, Broncos Pats.
Pats
Yeah,
have the
but
27th
I
hardest schedule?
who
The Pats 27th.
Well, because they played
hardest
Dolphins and Jets twice.
Yeah.
yeah
No. As in like the hardest.
Did
hardest
they
game.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they must
I mean,
have.
the NFC
Well,
East are all up to the top for the easiest. So
yeah. Well, the thing
Really?
is that I think about the Pats. I think yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Are you
interesting.
looking at this year?
yeah.
'Cause I thought the NFC East had a lot of really tough, difficult schedules this year.
No, they have
Yeah.
the easiest
Yeah,
Surprisingly,
schedules.
Giants had like
yeah.
the third
Seattle,
hardest last year.
Rams, they have that
Yeah,
division,
but this
right?
year it's yeah, like Eagles are 10th, Dallas 13th, Giants 16th, Washington 17th. The only good thing for Dallas and Eagles is they get to play you two.
Yeah.
It keeps the schedule
Might be
down.
a front reversal.
Yeah,
Might be.
yeah.
Chris,
So
I missed. What did you
we're
say?
at
What did you
9 minutes
Philly was going to do this year?
from 1 hour. So any last minute stuff?
Yeah, I missed Chris. Would you say
You
Oh,
got
about
more?
Philly for?
I said 11. I'll go with 11.
11?
Okay, you're going 11-6. Okay.
I said 11 wins.
11 wins. Same
Yeah, so 11-6.
11-6. Mark also is going 11-6. Wow.
6.
Jamie,
I'm going with my hopeful
11 and
10 and
6.
7.
Oh.
10 and 7. Now I'm going to
and
tone
then
it down.
Steve is going with 9 and 8, or
9-8.
it's 10 and 7.
9-8. I'm going 9-8. And I predict big years Abdul Carter, big years Cam Scatterboo. That's my projections.
Well, if Scam Catterboot doesn't be a bull
Scam
rusher, then
Catterbo. Yeah.
he'll probably play
Yeah.
more.
If he doesn't what?
Well, he's not like the bull rusher. Like what you
No,
said.
he's a good player.
Well, he's a good player. No, you said they're going to be a run
Just be a
first
smarter
team.
player.
That's
Yeah.
typically if you're
Yeah.
going to be a run
You
first
don't
team,
need to
you
take the
can't get
hits
hurt.
outside. Get out of bounds.
Yeah.
Get out of
Who's the
bounds.
other running back on the Giants?
They
Is it
have
still
they have
Tracy?
Tracy. Tracy's pretty good actually.
Yeah, he's good.
Tracy's pretty good.
Get out of bounds.
But no, I think Scatterboo is a lot more talented than people give him credit for. He's a good receiving back. He even threw a touchdown in that college game, so he could do a lot.
Plays hard. Definitely plays hard.
Yeah, so I think like he only played 5 games last year. I looked it up. He had 5 touchdowns in 5 games. 3 against the Eagles.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Wow. But you know what? The good news is that I think the season's going to start. About a month away,
Yep.
September 9th, Pats. But I do think the preseason is going to be there. We're not going to see much in the preseason. Maybe the first game, and then that's
Yeah.
about it, because there's only 3 games now. They're going to just play the starters for the first 2 series, and after that, you're going to get all the scrubs. So there's no point in watching the last 2 preseason games anyway. Yeah. So
Just don't
question
get
for you is:
hurt.
do you think the Bengals this year make a run?
who?
The Bengals every year, like
You know what?
No.
no,
No, I
because
agree.
I see the Ravens are projected like one of the
No,
top teams in the Super Bowl.
I think the Ravens are going to have a down year.
Yeah, and they're projected like a top 3 team for Super Bowl, I believe.
I think the Ravens are going to miss Harbaugh.
Baltimore?
I do think so.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Ravens are like second or third favorite. I just looked it up before I came on.
really. I mean, you know what? That's probably one of the toss-up divisions. I think maybe the Browns could actually win the division. The way things are going.
Sanders that job, or they go to Watson.
Yeah. Well, I still think Bengals. I'm still picking the Bengals to win the division. By the way, I think they're going to bounce back.
You don't like the Steelers, huh?
Burrow
I
I
like
is-
the
think. Well,
Steelers.
give me your pick for each division. Who wins the division in each of them? Let's start NFC East. I think Eagles.
I'll go Eagles.
Okay. All
I'll
right.
agree. I think Dallas will win it.
I say
Wow.
Dallas.
Okay. Mark is going to buy you a beer. Okay, that's good.
Oh, yeah. Well worth it.
How about NFC NFC West.
I gotta go Rams.
I'm going Rams.
Yeah, Rams.
So yeah, they're big. They're a
I'll,
strong
I'll,
favorite for Super Bowl.
I'll go Seattle.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think they'll
I
still
think so.
be
I
good.
think Rams because I do think this. I think this is like a fire under Matthew Stafford. Didn't they actually?
Me too.
Was it Simpson? They drafted a quarterback, so I think it's going to light a
Yeah.
fire under Stafford, and maybe Aaron Donald could come back to play. And I think the Rams
Yeah.
are legit. I think the Rams are going to be there. They're my pick to win the division. How about the NFC North? Because remember, Chicago won it last year, and Detroit was last. So
I'm
Yeah,
gonna go with Detroit to
yeah,
get an easy
Packers.
schedule.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going
Packers
Pack.
might have a good year.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah, I don't trust Love.
I think
I don't trust him.
that Chicago coach, what he did, the Green Bay coach last year, was kind of BS after the game. I think
who Ben Johnson?
that's gonna
Yeah,
be a great rivalry because
yeah.
that Bears coach needs to be put in his place a little bit. I do think Williams had some great finishes, but he's not very consistent. So we see if he can elevate his game this year with more
I actually
consistency.
think he'll be good, but I think I'm going to pick Detroit because I think Detroit
Me
finished
too.
last and they've got the easiest schedule.
Yeah, so I'm going Detroit too.
Yeah,
I'm starting to lose faith in golf. But
yeah. How about the NFC South? This is the toss up. You can pick
who
any team.
cares? Who cares? Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa probably.
Okay, well I'll go with Tampa. All
I'll
right,
go.
I'm
Yeah,
I'll
going
go
with
I'll go.
Tampa.
Carolina. I think
Okay,
Carolina.
AFC West. Oh, you go to Carolina? Okay, yeah, they won the division last year, so
And
there you
they
go.
came on. Yeah, they were great at the end.
Because
Yeah.
in NFC South, every year another team wins the division. So last year
Or
Panthers won.
maybe
Oh,
Atlanta
that's
this year
right.
then.
They won it
I'll
with
go with
8. They were
Atlanta.
all 8-9.
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah. I
know.
mean, they were all
Tua?
tied at 8-9. So I mean, it's not
Yeah.
like anyone ran away with the division.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to NFC. I think we
We
did.
did the
Sorry,
NFC.
AFC.
Yeah,
Sorry, let's go to
Hey,
AFC West.
I'm gonna go
I'm
Denver.
going Denver. I think they're only going to improve.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Kansas
I go
City.
I go KC.
I'm going KC. I think
Mahomes is
Mahomes is
back. He'll
back.
be healthy.
Yeah.
He'll be
Big
healthy.
difference.
He's
Big
not back right
difference.
away though, right? Is he out the beginning of the year?
No,
He's
he's
not
going to
playing
play. He's
preseason.
going
I
to
No, he's
thought
play.
been
they said they got
He
playing.
didn't play
Justin
any
Fields.
preseason.
And
They
they
got
got their
Justin.
wide receivers. Their wide receivers are coming back that were hurt. What is it? Worthy and Rice? Is
Rice.
that who it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Rice was in
Eh,
jail, I thought, right?
I think their stretch is done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Denver.
He
So,
apologized.
and then okay, I'm going with KC. How about the AFC South?
Go with Danny
Ooh.
Dimes.
I don't
Ah,
know. Houston's. They look like
Terrible.
they're
Yeah.
That
up and
quarterback
coming.
is
Why?
terrible. I've never seen worse
That
quarterback playing.
me
Stroud.
either. That
Stroud was
terrible in
terrible
the
for
playoffs. He
Patriots.
should have got benched.
Terrible.
I'm going Indy too. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go Indy. Yeah.
you going
Eh,
Indy?
Jonathan Taylor
Oh,
stuff.
I'll go
Yeah.
Jacksonville again. Yeah.
That's next one.
Yeah.
Are you
I'm
Yeah.
basing
going
They,
to
that
they had a
go.
on?
You know,
great record last
you
year.
guys are not going to like.
Are you,
Yeah.
Mark? Are you basing Indy's quarterback play in the playoffs? How great he has been, Danny Dimes,
He
or
looked
no?
like a
Over who?
giant again then. Yeah.
Over Stroud.
Yeah, Stroud was terrible.
You guys
Yeah.
just said
I
because
would have
Well,
benched him.
Stroud looked so bad. Stroud looked so bad in the playoffs, but
Yeah, I think this
well,
is a year. It's like prove it. He had a great defense, Houston.
yeah.
well,
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a good defense. I think I'm going to pick Houston there. I'm going to go with it because I think CJ Stroud again. I think 2 years in a row. I don't see him having a bad year. I think okay. So we
But
got
the Colts were the
eight.
best team there before Jones got hurt.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
that's true.
we did. How about AFC North? I think I already said Cincinnati. So
I got to go
Mm.
Bengals.
mm,
I'm
Eh,
gonna go. I'm gonna.
okay,
I'll
I'll
stick with
probably go
Baltimore.
Steelers.
Yeah.
Baltimore,
I'm gonna go
Baltimore.
Steelers with the coach and what's his faces
Cleveland,
last year.
Cleveland.
Rogers last year.
Yeah,
Deshaun's going to bring him back.
I'll say Steelers. I'll say
The
Steelers.
dog pound is back. So okay, the AFC East.
They go Bills. Easier schedule, right? Than Patriots.
I'm going New
Yeah,
England.
Bills do have an easier schedule, right? I think
You,
I'm
I'm
actually
going.
thinking the Bills, and then New England becomes a wild card.
you think
I
shot in the arm with the Bills coach, or you think it was a step backward?
Joe Brady, I don't know. I have no idea. You know?
Yeah, I think this is the Bills' last shot, so I'll give it to him.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
this is our last
Patriots.
shot.
I'm saying
they got robbed
Pats.
again in the playoffs, so
Yeah,
that was
I
not
agree
an
with that.
interception. They got
The one against Denver. Yeah, but
Yeah,
he did throw two interceptions.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
that was not should have been a catch and a field goal. It was down,
That window, that
but
window's
it
closing on
was
Allen.
That's my
yeah.
theory. That's why I think he's got to do it this year. Time is
Yeah,
up.
it's closing soon.
Time's
He's
up.
already
Okay.
wearing out his welcome.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, guys.
All right.
All
All
right,
right. We're
gents.
about an hour. So let's hold on a bit, guys. I think it was good fun. We'll do like maybe when the season starts, maybe do like this
Yeah,
one, and we can do that too. Maybe we'll do like a quick game by game, whatever. But we'll do that.
yeah.
Mark's
So
having a
hang on a
big
I'm in.
bit.
party at his house
Yeah.
September Sunday night. Giants Cowboys.
Cowboys. Yeah.
Oh,
Let's go. All right. Good night.
all
Just
right. I'll
hold
see
on a
you
Good
guys.
bit,
night.
Good night.
guys. Good
Good
night.
night. Good
Hold
night.
on a
Yeah.
bit.
Mark.